Om Sahanavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Viddushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, friends, today we shall see and we shall make a list of your assets. What is your greatest asset? Who are you and what is your greatest asset? Please, when you go back home, go back to your room, please sit down and make a list of things that you consider your asset. Great or small, doesn't matter. And if you are interested, think for yourself, what is your greatest asset? Because usually in our world, when we move around, people shall show off their asset. What shall you show off? Your house, your car, your dogs, your land, and some people their body. The people are in entertainment industry, or a person who wants to impress somebody. The body is a huge wrestler, Mr. Universe, a huge asset for an athlete. Body is an asset. Some people have their sense organs, so throat is an asset because he is singer. Somebody is a painter. All these are assets. Emotions, thoughts, ideas. Somebody is a great writer, somebody is a great thinker. All these are huge, huge assets. You make a list, an elaborate list for yourself. Please make an asset list for yourself. And then you shall see, we are so much lost, listen carefully, we are so much lost in making the list of the assets that we completely forget to whom does these assets belong. All the assets belong to you. If you are not there, whose asset? It is not an asset by itself. It is a flower. It's a gold. It's a house. It's a land. It's a piece of thing. It's not an asset unless somebody owns it. So your assets are too many. But your greatest asset is you are your greatest asset. Because if you are not there, all assets are meaningless. Suppose somebody says, your house will be there, your car will be there, everybody will be there, but you are going to die. Anybody? Losing which you lose everything. So what is the biggest asset? Suppose by losing your bank balance you lose everything, so bank balance is your greatest asset. If losing your land you lose everything, that is your greatest asset. In name and fame, losing it if you think you have lost everything, that's what people think. Oh, my money is gone. Oh, my wife is gone. Because that is my wife's best asset. My children are gone. My job is gone. My name and fame is gone. What a thing! Those who are goneable, they have gone. If I can English make word, that which goable is gone. If you consider all your assets are more important than you, think friends, it is amazing. Whole morning I have been, oh Ishvara, 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 Mother's grace. If you are thinking your assets are more important than you, or your assets give you importance, you are totally deluded. If your assets are more important than you, that is why you complain. People don't love me for my sake, people love me for my gold, people love me for my wealth, people love me for my youth, people love me for my possessions. People love me for my positions. So if you feel offended, humiliated, that people are giving your assets more important than to you, how come you are giving more importance to your assets and not yourself? Are you getting that point? How come? If your assets are more important than you know what will happen? You shall spend your entire life trying to paint, decorate, sort of elevate, make it more and more precious. And you shall be in a competition game which is never ending. The person who is the richest man in the world shall be always frightened that another person is pushing him from the bottom. The person who is on the top, there is only one way out. In the relative world, the person who is in the top, there is only one way out, go down. You cannot go further up because you are already in the top. A champion can be defeated. Until you are defeated, you are a champion. So think of it. So you are the greatest asset. What you have got are relative things. It has a place. But if you give that assets or these relative things more importance, you shall be in trouble. And Mullah taught it very beautifully. It taught a lesson to everybody. One day it so happened, the Mullah was walking down the street, and then somebody comes and says, Mullah, yes, do you know? He said, what? There is a feast in the royal palace. He said, how does it matter to me? He said, you are invited. How does it matter to you? Why are you so excited? If I am invited, why are you so excited? Because you want to rub shoulder with somebody who is invited by the palace, right? This is what it is, assets. I am invited by the, palace. Then anyway he disposed of the fellow. Then he got his invitation. Then he goes there. And when he goes there, he sees, when he goes there to the royal palace, the palace guard did not admit him, did not allow him. Just think, the royal guard, they did not allow him to, the palace guards did not allow him to go to the palace. This is not a sound, you don't worry about that. It may be a part of the video, but you don't worry about it. You just listen to my sound, whether somebody is cutting the things there. Okay? So, don't worry about it. So what happens? So he goes there, and the royal guards do not allow him to enter into the palace. So he suddenly said, why these fellows are not allowing? Then he looked at it, and a sharp fellow, he observed that people who are coming with nice royal robes, elegant dresses, they are allowed. And that he had no good dress. So Mullah, being a very smart person, immediately comes back. Immediately comes back home and goes to the village and finds out from somebody if anybody has a real nice robe. And then what happens? The person finds out in the village there is one person who has a decent dress. So Mullah takes that dress and then goes away. Mullah goes away. Dressed very well. When he reaches the gate, now the guard really, allows him to go into the palace. The Mullah goes there. And then so many guests are there. Mullah sits down among them. And then the king comes up. And then the speech is over, everything is over. Now you are supposed to have the dinner. Supposed to have the lunch. Everybody sitting down. Then what Mullah did, when everybody seated and the lunch is going to start, what Mullah did, he started taking the food and putting it in the dress. Take the chicken, putting in the thing, take the peacock, take the sweet, putting in the packet. The people around, surrounded by, he said, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing this? This is royal palace and don't do like that. Then he said, you shut up, don't talk anything. I came. I was not allowed into the palace. But when I put on this dress, they allowed me to the palace. What does it mean? The dress is wanted, the dress is respected, the dress is invited. So the dress must eat. So he fed the dress. Same thing, friends, in life. If suppose your assets are giving you important, you shall try to make the asset looking more important. Better dress, better house, better car. That is why people embark upon a never-ending pursuit of trying to improve upon the house, improve upon the car, improve upon the dress, improve upon the children, improve upon the parents, husbands, wives. All these are assets. Think of it. How sad it is for people. Think how sad it is. So a person is in a perpetual wild goose chase. As they say, the wild goose can be chased, but you can never shall get your own importance. Because you are in a comparative realm, a competitive realm, where whose dress is better than whose dress, which is the best dress, which is the best property, which is the best role, who is the best person. And that is why you can see, suppose you are going to a country, leave it, because that's familiar. Now this is okay, that makes no difference. Okay, please sit down. Just think of it. It makes no difference. That is why you can see how people are desperately trying to hold on to the post. Because the president's post gives you importance. Prime Minister's post gives you importance. Why is it so? Next year's flag hoisting, Prime Minister will do, not Mr. X who is occupying the position this year. The Prime Ministers are entitled to hoist the flag, not the person. The President is entitled to national honor, not the person. The same person, when he retires, nobody knows, nobody recognizes. That is why in a society, in a world where positions are more important, assets are important. Assets means various types of assets. Your material assets, your physical assets, your wealth, your positions, your education, your belief. People choose a belief which is followed by many people. Millions of ignorant people shall say, earth is flat. Therefore, shall we say, earth is flat? Follow the majority? Think of it, friends. So here, you are embarking upon, and everybody is doing that because you want to make your house better, your land better, your relationships better. Everybody says relationship is the greatest asset. When you are going to die, only the wealth will not respond. Only another man or woman, a boy and girl puts your hand, will be comforting. Can the comforting hand take away the reality of your death? Because why it is afraid? Because your body is your asset with which you are looking at the universe. If the body is gone, everything is gone. Therefore, at that time of the life, whoever is there, suppose you are old, isolated, nobody takes care. Your own son, your own daughter, your own father, your brother, nobody takes care. Suppose there is one nurse comes and takes care. You write off everything to the nurse. You write off everything to an organization. You do not write off anything to anybody, but not to the human asset which you thought they were very great, because you are disappointed. At your moment of loneliness, isolation, fear and anxiety, there is nobody. Again, your physical body is not an asset which cannot be protected. Your positions and possessions cannot be protected. Your thoughts cannot be protected. Yes, they give you a relative, what? Superiority, inferiority. That makes you more elegant, less elegant. It makes you poor or rich. But that is not the truth. The truth is, you are your greatest asset, yourself. And what is that self? When you go to the teacher, when you think for yourself, that logically now you are very convinced, yes, it must be true. Because who you are is the owner of the asset. Yet you are the asset. What you own, what you have, remember that point, what you have is not you. Who you are is different from what you have, because there is a difference between what I am and what I have. My joke, which I always tell you, the difference between. Do you know the difference between I am and I have? I am a dog, I have a dog. Any difference? You know the difference. I am rich, I have riches. I am educated, I have education. I am the degree, I am the engineer, I have a degree of engineering. I am the president, I have a post called president. I am the body, I have a body. I am the mortal, I have mortality in relation to the body. Body has mortality, therefore I am mortal. I am immortal, because I as such am different from what I have. So the teacher is one who does not introduce you to relative assets, give you more information, more thoughts, more ideas, more practices, new informations, new esoteric, mysterious practices, make you very, very special, make you very, very exclusive. No! The teacher doesn't make you a follower, it doesn't make you a disciple, it doesn't make you a dependent. No! He reveals to you who you are. It happens to be himself. Therefore, the wise person, one who knows the truth of himself, he knows something about everybody which not many people are aware. You are vaguely aware of your assets, and you take yourself to be those assets. Think, friends. And the whole world is busy in this type of competitive game. What are you doing to school and college? A plus, star A, B, C, D, E, and all that stuff. Competition, job, ordinary, executives, chief executives, blue collar, positions, movie stars, this thing, that, the movie people. What are they doing? Superstars. In every life, people compete among themselves. Everything all about competition. Nobody is restful. What is we can say the competition is bad? No, it's not bad, sir. You be yourself, then choose to compete. I am my greatest asset. The teacher helps me to recognize I am my greatest asset. I choose to do what I wish to do. I can drop out of life. I can take up a job. I can do anything I like, because I am happy to do something. I'm happy to have something. I'm happy not to have something. There is no tension anymore. Think of it, friends. He doesn't make you a follower. He doesn't make you believe in a believer. He does not make you a believer in a belief or believer in a disbelief. No. Who you are, which cannot be defined by any of the assets that you have. The person who who is educated, he thinks he's very, very smart fellow. You may be educated, you may be very, very educated, very highly educated, but there are certain times you don't know what to do. Like the traditional story you all must be knowing. Everybody talks about it. Like the great scholar was trying one day to travel to the other side of the river. And when he's going to the other side of the river, he can't swim. He doesn't know how to swim. So he may be knowing PhD stuff, but he doesn't know how to swim. So he waits for the boat. When the boatman comes, of course he jumps. Then as they are going, now naturally that is a little educated man, has to be garrulous. He must talk to show off his wisdom. You can see that. You can see that. People become so talkative, talking about what? Their assets. not about themselves. What do you announce in your marriage advertisement? What do you announce to your, even if there is no marriage as such, even what do you announce in a personal relationship? You announce your kindness, your goodness. You announce your job, you announce your money, you announce your car, in which car you land, in what type of real estate you own. You are announcing those things. You never announce you are angry, short-tempered, alcoholic, useless. Even when you go to the God, what do you say? As though you are very simple, nice fellow. Inside you know what it is. At least there you cannot play. But when you go to a living teacher, you can do that. Completely hide at what type of person you are. That you don't believe in something, or you are such a, maybe a dope, drug addict, maybe this or that. Of course the teacher doesn't make any difference to him. I have told you already. Because the teacher is interested in who you are, not in your asset of any kind. Your memories or no memories. Your education, no education. Your riches, no riches. Your job, no job. Your marriage or divorce, nothing. The teacher knows about you something which you do not know. The greatest asset in life. And that happens for everybody. That is why for him, for a teacher, the wise man, there is nothing other than nobody, a stranger in this universe. And it is such a confidence, enormous confidence. Why? You don't have confidence in yourself, because your confidence comes from your little money, a little education, a little job, a little parentage, my son of the gun, or from the little position, little something. But the confidence of the wise comes from himself. The beauty, the strength comes from within himself, and that is what he passes on. That is why he is so confident and comfortable that anybody can get this knowledge. Why? Because you are the knowledge. Anybody and everybody can be himself, because you are yourself. If you have to change, listen carefully, sir. If you have to change your body from thin to fat or muscular, you have to do a lot of things. You have to maintain your, immortality, very, very difficult. Immortality, very easy, already there. Object of happiness, you can provide or need to take it away and make it miserable. Happiness as such, you don't have to give it, but the person himself is the happiness. The greatest happiness. The happiness, the fulfillment, the freedom, the Ishvara, immortality, everything is your being. Therefore, a real teacher, the wise person, has no disappointment in life. I am disappointed with this student, he is not understanding. Hey, why should he understand? He is himself. Why are you trying to put him on a ride on a, live on a, as they say, on a good chase? You are taking him for a ride that you cannot reach? What do you mean you cannot understand? What do you mean you cannot understand? I am the truth. What do you mean I cannot understand? It is your confidence that goes to the student. Suppose you say, it's very difficult, I don't think anybody can get it. I don't think you can know it. You are finished. Nobody must brand you, because your assets are the worst branding of the universe. You are already branded. So go to the teacher to be branded also. Come to the scripture also to be branded. Come to the religion to be branded. No religion that brands you has the truth in it. No secular studies has the truth in it. At the same time, you cannot say falsehood. Remember, friends, because the 4 elephants and 4 blind men going to the elephant. What happens to him? I'll come back to the story. Let me complete that Pandit, that fellow. Goes to the, what is that? He was talking, and when he got into the boat, and then the fellow asking him, sir, I must come back to the 4 blind men, okay? Think of it, when going in the boat. The scholar cannot keep quiet, so he tells him, do you know Sanskrit? No, I don't know. What is the relationship between rowing and the Sanskrit? I don't know Sanskrit. Think of it. Then the Pandit said, 1/4 of your life is gone. At least you know alphabet, study, you know the alphabets. That also I don't know. Your half of your life is gone. That is the time. Then he said, why should I know alphabet? I take the money, I don't have signature, I don't know anything. This man said, that is the time. The water started coming into the boat. And the fellow said, Maharaj, sir, honorable sir, do you know Swami? He said, no, your whole life is gone. Your whole life is gone. This story, many people talk about. I was seeing this, even Mullah also has got this type of story. That is, I can see many stories in the world are completely, sort of taken from here to there. Then each tradition want to own up that story for himself. The moment maybe those things are not there in many traditions, but they know this truth is something, it is really sounds truth. Therefore, they'll take that story and put it in there. Therefore, it becomes a Buddhist story, Muslim story, Islamic story, Sufi story, Jain story, Sikh story, Hindu story, this story. Forget, friends, don't worry about those things. You don't worry about the names. Take the knowledge from wherever it comes. And none of these things are your asset, because you are the asset. Those no informations must be your asset. Why? At the same time, don't say, I am the greatest asset. True. The rest of things are illusory, are mistakes, are the flaws, are limitations. No, don't say that. Nobody is wrong. 4 blind people go to see the elephant. And when they are asked, how is the elephant? One fellow says it's like a pillar because it touches the leg. Another says it's like a wall because it touches the body. Another fellow touches the tail. He says it's like a rope. Another person touches the ear. He says like a winnowing basket, where you do that for harvesting. So all these 4 people, can you say they are wrong? They are never say they are wrong, they are incomplete. Because elephant is like a pillar, because of the leg is a pillar. The body is like a wall. The rope is like the tail is like a rope. The ear is like a winnowing basket. They are not wrong, but they are incomplete, because the elephant is all these things put together plus something. Same way, anybody, friends, anybody, somebody says, I see this world, right. There is a planet and star, yes. There is a body, yes. There is a thought, yes. There is a God, yes. There is no God, yes. All these are ideas. All these ideas belong to whom? You. And so who are you? Body, yes. I am rich, yes. I am the son of my father, yes. Every relative identity is not wrong, it is incomplete. Every relative, please do not take away anybody's identity. Right or wrong, don't worry about it. Because everybody, when one thing is true, absolute, right, other things are not wrong. One is true, but does not mean others are false. Others are also incomplete. Because if you say wrong, it is little harsh. You pass judgment on a person as though the fellow is stupid. No. He doesn't know the complete picture. He doesn't have the complete picture. Like that example I can give you, suppose just see that here. Okay, just see this in this itself. You just draw. This is a very familiar example. I have given this example. When I got this example, I was enjoying and have been sharing it. This is a rectangle. I put one line here, one line there. How many rectangles are there? Quick. You shall say 4. Immediately anybody shall say 4. Immediately. But a person is little perceptive, he shall say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the original one, 5. No, friends. Is it wrong? No. But it is not the truth. Why? Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, this one is 5, then this half 6, this half 7, this lower half 8, lower half 9. So there are 9 rectangles. Oh, there are 9 rectangles I didn't see. This is what it is. Complete picture is something, partial picture is something. Do not consider that partial picture as the whole. Do not take as the part of the whole. At the same time, because you know the whole, don't say they are all stupid. No, nobody is stupid. A child begins with stupidity, ignorance. Child reserves his right to be ignorant. Human beings reserve the right to be ignorant. Only trouble is when they behave stupid, arrogant, because they have more, helpless because they have less, they are proud or stupid, then destroying each other. I can take away more from you, so I can be richer. Somebody can be poorer. That for me to be rich, the whole world be poorer. Political establishments, political philosophies comes like that. Capitalism, communism. One says everybody must be rich, or the capitalist, everybody, every richest man is the all jewels. And here he says everybody should have same type of living, distribution of poverty. Each one criticizes the other. One says the capitalists are killing everybody. Others say these common people they have the right to destroy the capitalists. What are you doing? All this because the human beings are struggling to define themselves with their assets. Define themselves. It's not honorable to be poor. It's not honorable to be just, or it's not honorable to be rich. The rich man has no access to anything anywhere, and even to the heavens. What is this? Why are you doing that? Each person, whatever they have, they are having, right? Change their destiny, help them to make comfortable, no doubt about educated, no problem. But ultimate education is knowing about one's own self. That does not mean I should not have any education. Hey, how am I going to know about myself if I don't have a doubt about myself? As a child who is totally uneducated and innocent, shall you go and tell him you are a Brahman, you are absolute, you are immortal? He doesn't know what is mortality itself. First you must have a brush with mortality to look for immortality. You must have the brush with poverty to look for prosperity. You must have the brush with suffering to look for the absolute joy and indulgence. If there is no deprivation, what is the question of looking for being free from it? If you are no touch with the ignorance, if there is no brush with ignorance, how are you going to go for the knowledge? When the limitations suffocate us, we look for limitlessness. Lucky, the limitlessness is always with us. Why? What is that limitlessness? Limitless means that which is no limits. No limits of time, space, objectivity. Meaning thereby, that must be something available at all times, all places, in and through everything. Listen carefully. If it has to be available at all times, all places, in and through everything, can any one of us stand apart? Please stand apart from something which is all pervasive. If it doesn't include me, it is not all pervasive. You are helplessly included in the immortality. You are helplessly included in the all pervasiveness. That is why if you want to name it God, it's a different thing altogether. We shall see as time passes. That is why if you feel limited because you cannot be simultaneously at two different places, name it infinity, name it truth, name it God, the absolute. Not a man, the God is sitting beyond the cloud, but the God, the means, that which is all pervasive at all times, all places, all conditions. The limitation of the limitless is it cannot withdraw itself from any place. The story goes in Birbal. He was in the court. He asked the king. The king was punishing him because he did something wrong. He was in Akbar's court. So Akbar one day got angry and he said, "You are banished from my country. I don't want to see your face." Immediately Birbal says, "Maharaj, O emperor, you are greater than the God." Naturally, the kings are used to sycophancy. Any king, any ordinary average fellow also, everybody worships the sycophants. Because they talk nonsense, they talk all wonderful things about them for a motive and they don't understand that. So he said, "Birbal, there is a place for sycophancy. I am very, very angry. Today you are going to be banished from my country. Now that you are telling I am greater than God, prove it that I am greater than God, or else more punishment coming to you. He said, simple Maharaj, you are greater than the God. Prove it. Maharaj, you can do something which God cannot do. Everybody stunned. What is this fellow talking? You can do something which God cannot do. Really? Okay. Again he gets more angry now. Tell me something, because you say what? God can do everything, no? How can you say, I can do more greater things than the God? I can do something which God cannot do? Yes, you cannot. God cannot do. What is that? You can banish me from your kingdom. God cannot banish me from Himself. Because your kingdom has a border. You and your kingdom are separate. God and the creation are one and the same. There is no question of God banishing me from His creation. Impossible. A child, I had gone to a program in some place in Pondicherry one time, some 15 years back. One day after the dinner is over, the child comes in. But we are talking, that I was telling so many stories in the class. So the child was very impressed, enjoying also. So he said, Swamiji, I'll ask a riddle. 4th standard fellow. 4th standard is coming. Swamiji, I'm going to ask you a riddle. I said, yes, ask. Okay, shall I ask? I said, yes, I'm ready. Please tell me. Can you jump higher than this house? They had a one-story building. Can you jump higher than this house? I said, of course not. But what is the catch here? I said, of course not. I cannot jump. He said, but I can. The 4-year-old fellow, the small fellow, he said, I can jump. I said, what? You can jump higher than this house? He said, yes. I said, all right, jump. 4-year-old baby, today, he just jumped a little. I said, yes, the house cannot jump. You can jump higher than the house because the house cannot jump. There is nothing higher than the truth, greater than the God, because there is nothing other than the God, other than the truth. Call it limitless, infinity, absolute. That is why this tradition of so fantastic friends. Infinity is not a person sitting down somewhere. Limitless is not a thing sitting down, hiding somewhere. In and through everything. If it is not in and through the time, space and objectivity, what type of limitation is that? Name it consciousness, name it reality, name it Brahman, name it God, name it energy, name it unified theory, name it anything you like. It doesn't have to be a scientific term, nor it need to be a religious term, because what it is beyond science, beyond religion, beyond every type of definition and description. Every person is inescapably the infinite absolute. You are. But we are used to, we have been trained to, conditioned to look at ourselves through our limitation. That is why people feel so frightened to get out of the position. No politician will happily get rid of the position. Why politician? No headmaster in a school will like to get out of it, give it to somebody. No teacher will give up his position. No father will give up his authority. No mother will give up his authority. No, you understand? Anywhere, any position, anywhere, anybody in some type of a position, they will not like to give up that position, because that position of authority, when it is taken away, the person is a cipher. Why do you want to give up the body? Because only with the body I have the access to the universe. If the body is gone, what shall I do? You don't understand, you exist away from your body. If somebody challenges you, you feel frightened. Why? Because you challenges your faith. Your faith gives you some type of hold on to something. That is why in name of secular education, name of religious education, the blind man, the ignorant person is given staff to walk on. Think. A blind person cannot walk, cannot see. So what people do? With kindness, give him the staff. A stick to hold on, walking stick, electronic, walking stick, walking dog, anything, nothing wrong for him. Help the blind. But what is the real help you can what is the real help that you can render to the blind man? Shall you give him a stick? Yes, if you cannot give him the eyesight, you can give him a stick. But if you can open his eyes, suppose transplant one cornea, and the fellow gets back his eyes, how will it happen? Whoa, nothing like that. The greatest service you can give to the blind man is opening his eyes. For managing, give him a stick for some time. But once you open his eyes, he doesn't have to throw the stick. He can use it as a walking stick later on to chase the dogs on the road. Every person is blind. But the person is not aware of himself. Ignorance is the blindness. Every person is blind, born ignorant. If you want to really wake him up, what shall you do? Open his eyes. Instead of open his eyes, because the person himself is not ready for it, he doesn't know he is blind, he is not ready, his cataract is not ready for operation yet. He is still blind, therefore the person is given staff. Education is a stick, job is a stick, money is a stick, father and mother are their walking sticks, father you hold on, mother you hold on, friends, then playthings are there also. Balastavat krida saktaha. As a child you go to so many sticks, little balloon, little this, tarunastava, taruni rakta. Once you grow up, now you are no more interested in the inert, unconscious objects, but living things, a girl or a boy, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, lover, beloved. You grow up with that. That is the stick, that time it is given. And then when you are little more, a car, a house, gold, bank balance, all these things, sticks. Try to take away the stick from the blind. If he can, he shall destroy you. Around the world, you have provided so many sticks, and everybody is trying to mutually pulling each other's stick, taking away somebody's stick so that he can have more stick, better stick, stronger stick. So fighting, all these, it is the, you understand? Where somebody, some English poet said, the ignorant armies clash by night. Ignorant armies, absolutely ignorant people, fighting with each other. Each one try to snatch other person's things. And then you go to the teacher, you go to the education, they give you more sticks. Graduate, postgraduate, undergraduate, science graduate, arts graduate, oh boy, music, magic, dance, this, athletic, all this for what? As Shankara will say, bhuktaye na to muktaye. It is only for the sustenance of yourself, not for the liberation and the freedom of yourself. Now everything is given. So when the person starts feeling suffocated, even after the education problem is not solved, I know lack of education doesn't solve the problem, but education doesn't solve it either. I know poverty doesn't solve the problem, but prosperity did not solve it either. I know remaining jobless doesn't solve the problem, but having a job doesn't solve it either. New problems come up. Not marrying is a different thing, but marrying also is a headache. Not married problem, married also a problem, children also a problem, no children also a problem. I don't believe in God is a problem, believe in God another type of problem. This is the only God and no other God. Oh God, what type of things? People are giving you, everybody is giving sticks. Secular sticks, religious sticks, different types of sticks to lean on. So whatever you are leaning on, if somebody wants to take it away, you don't like it. He can be your brother, you will shoot him. He can be your father, you will shoot him. The celebrated, unfortunate sad story of what? The prince of Kathmandu wanted to marry the girl, the parents and everybody said no. It took a AK-47, the whole royal family gone down. The royalty wiped out from the surface of the earth. How many people? Second World War, one person takes away 6 million Jews. They think that is the one which destroys people. Imagine, call it a Hitler, call it a Mussolini, call it anywhere, anything for that matter. If my thing is not satisfying because I am blind man, I am standing on a stick, my faith is challenged, my belief is challenged, my practices are challenged, my conviction is challenged, you are destroyed. You shall destroy everybody else. You take pleasure in destroying things because you don't know how to survive. But suppose somebody opens your eyes, hey, even after getting rich, even after going around the world, or I indulged, I experimented on austerity. I was very austere, I experimented on indulgence. Both extremes do not work. I was a believer, it did not solve the problem. I disbelieved in everything, that also did not solve the problem. What is happening? I don't know. That ignorant fellow. To that ignorance, when you take away, by opening the eyes of the blind, when you open the eyes of the blind, which stick he should hold on? But long before his eyes are opened, he has already gathered sticks. Should he throw it away? No, let it be there to be used. When your eyes are opened, Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana salakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. That is why Swamiji, gurus, all these great people, the whole tradition is not, Guru means not that my Swamiji is only Guru or your Swamiji, your Guru, your teacher is only Guru. Asmadacharya paryanta vande Guru parambaram. I prostrate to the entire lineage of the Guru, Asmadacharya paryantam. For me, my Guru, fine. And why is my Guru? Not because I went to a Guru. I told you in the first class itself, I went a speaker, I was a listener. The moment I recognized this truth, oh, my God, finished. And how many gurus you can have, friends? We shall see all these things later on, friends. Amazing stuff. How many times you shall be introduced to your eyes? Once. How many times you should be introduced to your ears? Once. How many times you shall be introduced to your nose? Once. How many times you should be introduced to yourself? Once. Whoever helps you to understand yourself, good. Rest, don't worry about it, no disrespect. Because after that you don't have a need. Until you find it, go from speaker to speaker, not guru to guru. You go from speaker to speaker. Go from thinker to thinker. Go from books to books. Go from practices to practices. You cannot stop. It is something unstoppable. The river must go to the ocean. Until the river discovers, I am already in the ocean. Wow, man, nothing like that. So how many gurus? Anyway, friends, that is sometime later on. Asmadacharya parinda, until my teacher, Vande Guru Parambaram, this is the one who opens my eyes. It doesn't add to my assets. Doesn't add to the collection of sticks. Neither he dismisses every stick that I have collected so far. He doesn't laugh at me. You fellow have so many sticks. No, boy, have your sticks with you. Because when you understand yourself, you are the greatest asset, you are the happiness with yourself, you are the immortality, you have the happiness with yourself, you are the immortal. But to maintain the mortality of your body, you shall need all the sticks. You shall not feel deprived if some sticks are gone. In fact, you can give in charity. Because I was so immortal, I was so unhappy, miserable. Therefore, gathering securities. Now that I know I am immortal, I was unhappy. I was gathering so many things thinking that will give me happiness. Now that I know I am the happiness, everything that I have gathered, I can share it with everybody. One who feels blind and he thinks at that stage, for him my stick will be useful, I give it away. He need not even ask me, I give it to him because he is still in the level where he needs a stick. Your unwanted things when you give, are you giving charity? Which people do? Torn clothes, stale food. People give charity. This how this car we have not used, this carpet we have not used. Nobody has a torn pieces. Charity. Charity. Why? Because lesser people can live with lesser things. You are so superior, the rich and the famous. The wise one, when he is happy and contented with himself, what shall he give? What you consider as your best thing, he shall give it easily away. Why? His need is more than mine. Chalo. At this moment the person doesn't know. That is where to any extent you can go to help to make the person feel comfortable so that he can understand himself. Only if you are aware, you know the urgency, the urge in it, which forces you to share everything with everybody. The person feels fragile. Give him somebody is feeling poor, give him riches. Somebody feeling stupid, make him feel he is very strong. Somebody feels that he has completely denied everything in life and he has no pleasure, no attention, no love, no affection. Give love, give affection, give attention, full. To the point the person may misunderstand, because the person may misunderstand and get stuck on you. I am giving you this attention, love, affection. I am giving you something to help you, but suddenly you discover that you have the whole right only over me and nobody else has the right. There are 1,000 blind people and different people are given different types of things. Why? So that they can get relative confidence to discover the absolute confidence in himself. When a teacher, the wise man, provides you a stick, it is to take it away, not to keep it with you. He gives you a practice to go beyond the practices. He gives you love and affection to go beyond it. He gives you attention to go beyond it. Because will you like to be a slave of your affection and love? Will you like to be a slave of your property? Will you like to be a slave of your wealth? You have been enough. Enough time you have been slave of everything. Now you must be a master of yourself. The greatest asset. You are your greatest asset. Everything is relative. So there are two dimensions, friends, which I told I shall tell today. I cannot. We shall next class. As to I, the absolute. Who are you? I. Begins with I. Rest thereafter. Little something. You always refer to something. Now, today, friends, after you go from the class, go back to your room and think for yourself and make the list of your assets. You don't have to show that asset to anybody. You can write down my anger, my hatred, my jealousy, my lust, my passion, my stupidity, my inferiority, my crookedness. Put in a list. You cannot hide it from yourself. Don't look down upon yourself because you are a little time angry or you are sometimes did this or did that. No! That's not you. That's not you. Who you are is different from what you do. Who you are is different from what is done. Who you are is different from what is thought. Who you are is different from anything and everything in this universe. That is why even imagine, you ask people, how is Krishna? Some people say, he is fantastic. Other people say, he is so naughty, so stupid. How is Rama? He is very good, but he threw his wife. One person who can be completely accepted by everything, no relative thing can be accepted by everybody. Everybody doesn't like wealth. Everybody doesn't like health. Somebody wants to destroy his health. Your son is dead. And now you say what? I want to die. Your health is a curse because you want to die away. You don't want to live without your husband or your son or your wife or your daughter because they are dead. My health is I want to die. I cannot die. Health is a curse. Oh, this wealth is a curse because everybody is coming around. But you prayed for the curse, no? As a blessing. How come the blessing appears to be a curse? Your information can be a curse. Your practices can be a burden and a load. But when you discover who you are, none of this, that's absolute. So make the list of relative things. And see how much you are identifying with it. How will you know that you are identifying with it? If somebody is shaking it up, touching it, you are feeling touched. this fellow is a liar, you know. How can you say like that? Oh, so your image of truthful person is very nice. Why, you mean to say you have never lied in your life, one fellow? I'll tell you a story with that, we shall finish it up and see you tomorrow, next class, friends. Once the children were playing with a puppy, and an elderly person was passing by that way. He said, children, what are you playing? We are playing, we are trying to, somebody who shall do the best of the thing, he shall get the dog. What is the best of the thing? Whoever can tell the best of the lies, he shall get the dog. Naturally, the man is want to give everybody good values, no? Say, children, that is not right. Don't say that who shall say the best lie. You should be always speak the truth. He said, okay, have you always speak the truth? Yes, never tell a lie. No, the dog is yours. They gave the dog to him because who is the person who has not lied? Think of it. Relative world, you can have your judgments. Help the person to discover himself. Once you are aware of it, who you are, the absolute, play with the relatives. What way? No teacher will tell you, this is the way. Like Krishna says so nicely, you know yourself, then you decide. Etat asheshena bimrishya yatha ichchasi tatha kuru. Hey Arjuna, think over it well, you do. You come to a driving instructor to learn driving. After teaching you driving, does it give you the list of places you should go to? Do not crash. Do not meet an accident. Do not cause an accident. Yet somebody can hit you from the backside, but you know exactly how to face yourself. They teach you driving. They don't give you destinations. They teach you who you are. They don't tell you what all things you must do. Different lives like million rivers flowing from different directions, but ocean is the one. What way you should travel? Somebody through forest, somebody through desert, somebody through the mountains, somebody through the valleys. In what all destinations, what all directions your life will, the river will take, you shall never know. But know, you are the ocean in which apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram. You are the incomparable, shoreless, limitless ocean in which everything is playing about, in which everything is coming out, everything comes about there, everything comes into that. And by chance the rivers do not come, the ocean doesn't dry up. When the rivers are pouring in, the ocean doesn't get overflowing. Be like that ocean, full and complete. Close your eyes. You are your greatest asset. A million rivers come in, perceptions, thoughts, sensations, possessions don't overflow. Everything disappears. You don't dry up. The fullness, limitlessness, shining with splendor. At all times, all places, all conditions. You are not inferior to nobody. You are not superior to nobody. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything is one, undivided, absolute reality, the self. Please chant Om 3 times, please. Thank you, friends. And the next class we shall see the absolute and the relative. Okay? These are beautiful. We'll go on taking these classes, friends. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for it. In the next class will be announced.